Good morning, guys. I hope everyone's having an awesome day. I hope the camera's not too bright here. I just wanted to open up the window, get some sunshine flowing in here. I've been out to the house in Tamworth to do a few things. Put up a sign. I got a listing coming up here today, so I got to get that going. Just an overall busy weekend, and it's going to be a next busy couple weeks around here. There is a console I did want to talk to you guys about, and it is the Neo Geo. Now, the Neo Geo was marketed as a 24-bit system, but it could be either 16 or 32-bit. It's just how they did it. I'm not too sure why they went this route. And you have to consider, adjusted for inflation, this was the most expensive video game console that was ever released. When it came out, it retailed for $649 US. That was in 1990. That's equivalent to about $1,500 in today's money. Absolutely insane. I don't know what they were thinking with this. I really don't understand it. They originally released this as just a rental console, so that's probably why the price was so high. I don't understand why they would do this, limiting themselves to the market like that. It doesn't really make sense to me, but sometimes companies just do what they do, and you look back at it, the reasoning is not that solid. What we're going to do today is go over some of the most expensive games and the console price. We'll do it all in this one, guys. Stay tuned, and let's get right at it. Just bear with me. I'm not an aficionado on the Neo Geo. I'm going to go over some games that I looked up on eBay. Some of them could be like homebrew, new release type things. I'm not too sure, but we're going to cover them all. And the first one we're going to look at is Breaker's Revenge. As you can see on the top, it's $303, $966 in the middle, and then $46.80 on the bottom. Really don't know why it's so expensive. I'm honestly surprised that this one on the bottom went so high. But again, it is complete. It came out of Australia. There's obviously a reason for it. Again, I'm not a huge collector of some of this stuff. And this stuff is pretty rare, guys, obviously, when it first came out. Just at that price point, and being that it was made for strictly rentals, there's probably not a lot of these kicking around. You likely won't find too many. But it's always good to keep your eye out. And if you know, just, hey, I see a Neo Geo game, I would definitely pick it up, and you just never know what it's going to be worth. Some of the stuff you might want to keep. I'm getting into the mode now where I want to keep most of the stuff. But again, I do have to buy and sell some of it I do have to buy and sell to support the habit. As you can see, some of the stuff is just crazy priced. Next up is Brinkinger Ironclad. Now, as you can see, the top is just a replacement case and cover for it for $17. $238 complete in the middle, and then $1670 down below. And $1,670 for a little disc. Like, it's basically a CD in a case, right? But just the rarity of it, they command such a high price. And if you get into collecting this console, just be aware that your money is not going to stretch too far, and you are probably going to have to buy and sell and, move things around to get this stuff. Crazy prices. Next up is Cyberlip. Now, as you can see on the top, $416, in the middle, $437, and $459 on the bottom. Now, the one on the bottom says read-only authentic. So I'm assuming this could be different versions, PAL and NTSC. So NTSC on the bottom probably, and PAL on the top. On the top and the middle, maybe the same listing. It kind of looks like they are. It's hard to tell. But again, this is a good gauge of price for this game. They're all going to be around that $450 range, guys, no matter what region. Next up is Fatal Fury 2 and 3. As you can see, 97 on the top, complete, tested, and working. And then 277 on the bottom, brand new, sealed. The bottom one's probably the NTSC, guys, and the top is the PAL. Really neat looking game. Kind of looks like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat kind of stuff to me. A good game to add to your collection. Not terribly expensive. Next up is Ganryu. Now, as you can see on the top, we have 221, and then 779 on 30 bids in the middle, and then 1750 on the bottom. Again, very expensive game. I would say the top and bottom are the PAL versions, and then we've got the NTSC in the middle. Huge price disparity. I don't know with some of this stuff why it gets so expensive. I think people just get so crazy over having a certain copy of a game, and to me, even the reselling market has driven a lot of this stuff up to where it's insane. And don't get me wrong, guys. If there was a way I could just go out and collect this stuff for a normal price, I wouldn't be reselling and buying and selling this stuff because I wouldn't care. The unfortunate fact is now you pretty much have to either join in the club or you're going to get left behind. And that's just the way it is. And I know people hate resellers. For almost anything, you almost have to do it. It's crazy. Next up is Ganryu, Mark of the Wolves. That's the only version I saw here. It went for $6.96, guys. The card only, the English label. The top and bottom are just other things. The bottom one is a PS2 title for it with the control stick, which I think is really cool and a neat collectible. But yeah, $700 card only, very expensive. Next up, we have Kraut Buster. Now, as you can see on the top, 3,341, then 2,367 in the middle and 2,048 on the bottom. Insane for this. It says NG Dev Team, so that's probably why. It's probably super rare. But if you see this, it would be an absolute bolo on this console. It'd probably be a grail for a collector of this system as well. Really neat looking front cover. And if the devs is probably a really good game too, guys. So keep an eye out for Kraut Buster. Next up, we have Last Blade Gekka no Kenshi. And as you can see on the top, $1,048 from Japan, and then in the middle, $1,075 from Japan, and then $779 from Japan also on the bottom. Again, very expensive cartridge. The price on this console are absolutely ridiculous. Really neat title, obviously anime style. I'm not too sure what the premise of it is, but it's just a name you want to keep in your head if you see it out and about at a game store or whatever. So the next couple will be the Metal Slugs, guys. So here we have Metal Slug 3, $250 on the top, and then $442 in the middle and $451 on the bottom. So that's what I would figure you'd probably get for this, around $400 if it was from Japan. This guy got $250 in North America for this, and it might be the card only. I'm not too sure, guys. So just keep that in mind. Again, I would say you're probably going to be around $400 for this regardless. Metal Slug 4, as you can see, $485 on the top, $384 in the middle, and then $167 on the bottom. Really cool. Now, the bottom one is a commemorative one. Keep that in mind. But again, $167 for a commemorative type version of stuff is pretty pricey. So it's a very sought after game. Neat collectible. Honestly, if you see a game that says Metal Slug on it for this console, I would just grab it. And I just wanted to pull up this weird Metal Slug game. So it says original Metal Slug X from Japan. And it went for like $10,000 Canadian, which is probably like $7,500 US, guys, give or take. So I'm not too sure why this sold for so much. I don't know what the deal is. But again, Metal Slug X is a pricey game, but it shouldn't be that pricey. So I don't know what's going on with this one. You'd have to do a little bit more digging, or maybe someone just got ripped off on eBay, which is very possible. All right, next up, we got Ninja Commando here. So as you can see on the top, $147, $248 in the middle, and then $264 in the bottom. These all appear to be the PAL version. Looking game. I don't know too much about it. Obviously ninja action here going on. Just keep an eye out for it, guys. Next up, we have Raon. Now, as you can see, brand new on the top, $2,504, and then $2,267 on the bottom. So the bottom one says very good condition and brand new on the top. Again, a very expensive game on this console. I don't believe there was a lot in North America. I don't remember seeing too much about this back in the old days. Again, I probably wasn't really paying attention a lot to like these offshoot consoles then. That's probably why they're worth so much money now. Just keep an eye out for this one. Next up, we have Samurai Showdown and Samurai Showdown 2. So as you can see, the first one in the middle went up to 43 bids for $500. And then Samurai Showdown 2 down below for $208 out of the US. Again, a very expensive game. I'm sure the library for this is not that expensive, so there's probably not a lot of titles on this list. So that's why it's so expensive. Just keep an eye out for Samurai Showdown titles. Next up, we have Sengoku 1 and 2. As you can see on the bottom, $528 complete. $851 in the middle, and then $174 for the cart on the bottom. Again, the prices on these are just wild, and I do feel for you guys if you're trying to collect on this console, because this is not something I would go out of my way to collect. I prefer mid-range stuff. I think that's why I like collecting on the Genesis, even on the NES or Xbox and 360 and stuff. You can just get a lot more for your money. And a lot of this stuff I never played, like hooking me in or anything like that, so that's my thought process on it. Sorry, work call. Next up, we have Top Hunter. Now, again, very expensive, guys. $1,728 on the top, and then $247 in the middle, and then $89 on the bottom. I don't know why these vary so wild now. I should do a little bit more research on this. It seems to me the ones in the bigger boxes go for more. I believe they're probably cart-based. The CD versions don't seem to be expensive as much, so I'm sure there's a reason for that. They're probably later releases or something. I'm not too sure. I mean, the top and bottom seem like they're the same thing, so I'm not too sure why it's so expensive. Like the one $1,500 more than the other one. Maybe people just stick this stuff on eBay for crazy prices and try to get some sucker to buy it. I don't know. That could be very well the case. Next up, we have Viewpoint. And as you can see, brand new on the top, $104, $389 in the middle, and $228 on the bottom. I do know a lot of these say like convert EP-ROM and stuff like that, and then there's cartridges and discs. So I really don't know what's going on with this console. I'm sure someone might educate me in the comments. And if you are an aficionado on this, absolutely let me know. I'm just going over prices of stuff. And for just a cart, $400. That's a lot of money for these old carts, man. Oof, I don't know. Maybe this hobby's going to price me out of it. It's hard to say. Next up, we have Windjammers. And as you can see in the top, $550. Now, this is a US version one, and then $416 in the middle, also US version, and then $402 on the bottom, US. So this is a very expensive game. To get this for $550 in the case like that, as opposed to the other two, is a pretty good deal, in my opinion. Again, should you get lucky enough to fall upon some of this stuff, like they do look similar to Atari and Intellivision and the Magnavox stuff. You just never know where you might find this stuff, like in a dirty old basement or something. It's just something to keep an eye out for. And finish with just the console, guys. And as you can see in the top, $487. There's not a lot of consoles listed on eBay at this point. The other two are not the old original ones. But I would assume if you found one in the box, fully complete, you're going to be over $1,000 at a minimum on this. You know, and it might even be more than that, just depending on the rarity. I assume that because a lot of these went out as rentals, that a lot of the boxes probably did get turfed and they're just gone, which is very unfortunate. That's going to do it for the old Neo Geo, guys. Really neat system. Again, if I ever do find one of these for a couple $100, I'm absolutely going to grab the console. The game's probably not so much. I just have a feeling it'd be very hard to find one of those. Next time I'm at our local game store, I'm going to see if they actually have a Neo Geo there, and I'll see what they're asking for the price. I'd be curious. If you have any info on this system, or you like the content, or if you don't, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And as always, everyone have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.